Hello, my name is Joanne Hewins. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I have a blog at lovetocreate.typepad.com, and from there you can also reach my online store. I'll link some of that in the video information for you. It's been a long time since I've made a video, and today I think I'll just do it. So I'm going to make a card, this one. And it is using the Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set, and this is part of the online exclusives. It's there for everyone. Just go to the website, search for online exclusives, and you'll find this in there. I think it's in stock, and it's really a fun little stamp set to use. It's got some parts that I didn't really know what to do with some of them, but it does have a house and then a roof for the house, a pumpkin and its pumpkin top, a tiny fence. These are birds, I believe these are birds. This is vines that you can put on your pumpkin tops if you would like. Here's just a set of pumpkins. These are the tops to the pumpkins, and we'll be using that. This little piece right here is to use to put leaves on your trees here. And this can be either clouds, so we're going to use them as clouds today, or it could be mountains, either one. These are the tops for these pumpkins right here. We have a big fence. And then this can be water or it can be ground, whatever you want it to be. So it's kind of a build your own scene, and that's what we're going to work on today. So let me put that to the side, and I have my parts. We're going to be using today copper clay for our base of our card, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to fold that. You know, even though it's scored, you still want to look at it and make sure you have your corners together, because, you know, the person who scored it is just that, a person. It may not be perfect. So there we go. We're also going to use a piece of soft sea foam. And this measures, let me see what I did. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. We'll be going there. And then we have basic white that is, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. I believe, just an 1/8 smaller than this one. Okay, so that's how that will go, and we will start first with doing our stamping. So while we're doing the stamping, I'm also going to be doing the inside of the card. So we'll take care of that as well. So I'm going to start near the bottom, and I'm going to start with my copper clay ink. And I'm going to be making a fence. Now, I kind of liked my fence going uphill, maybe. I don't know how that is. You could also do it straight across if you wish. So maybe we'll just make this one straight across so you can see how to do it. And I'm going to we'll just put it down here. I'll put that so the post is there. And then we'll just ink this up again. And I want another post right in there so you can see how you could just keep adding on with that fence. You can also add on with this side if you wanted to. So it's a pretty neat little stamp. You can make your fence as long as you want it. So there's that for right now. So I'm going to close that up. And I'm going to get out my soft sea foam. And for that, I want to put this ground down here. And for that, I'm going to use this right here. Let's see, we'll have to do like that. And I'm just going to do right underneath that fence a little bit of green. Now, while I'm down there, I think I'll just go ahead and do my saying to go with that. So I'll get the copper clay back out. And this saying is actually from another online exclusive, Changing Leaves stamp set. So I'm using this saying, a little note to brighten your day. So let me ink that up. And I'm going to put that right in there. So that's done. And I'm just going to keep on working up from the bottom of my card. So let's see, what am I going to need for the inside? I can go ahead and do this saying on the inside. That saying I got, I'm pulling out some of my fall things. That saying I got from the Autumn Leaves. Up here, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. So I'll just ink that up. And it's going to go right in there. So we're using, I love that all of these are photopolymer because that allows us to see exactly where we're putting things. It allowed us to do our fence and make it look like it's supposed to be the way that it is. So I'm going to go ahead and work with the pumpkins. And for that I'll be using this stamp. And I'm going to be using the in color Peach Pie. So let me open that up. Now, my peach pie is very, very juicy. And if I just stamp it on here, it's going to have all these little dots all over it. So I'm just going to take a bone folder and I'm going to push some of that ink out of the way. And we just did this in class yesterday. And so I had done it. And then the ink travels back as it's just sitting. And I'll wipe that off with a paper towel a little bit. So I'm going to ink up this. And for my shading, I'm going to bring in my copper clay again. And I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber. So what I'm going to do is just take the sponge dauber. I'm going to mark directly on the stamp. And so I'm just going to put some there. I'm going to put some on this up here. It's probably going to end up coloring most of it because the sponge dauber is big. So I'm going to put these. Okay, now I'm going to look at it. You know what? I'm trying to decide if I have it upside down. No, I don't, because that one's on the top. So I'm going to put that here. And there's that. Now I'm going to have to bring in and clean my stamp every time I use it like this, because I don't want to put it back in my peach pie and have places with copper clay in there. So you have to be kind of careful. So now I'm going to work on this. And I'm going to do, I think, 2 rows of my pumpkins. So I'm going to mark on that. Then we'll put some on over here. And I'll put some pumpkins here. And then I'm going to make some more, so I'm going to pull in again, clean my stamp. We'll stamp it on the peach pie. We'll add some of the copper clay. This just gives it a little bit of shading, a little bit of definition. All right. And so this will go, I'm having trouble knowing when that's right side up. I'm going to put it right in here, a little higher. I don't know, maybe I'm going to add a little bit more on that Add a little bit more of this. You know, you can just build this any way, whatever you desire as you're doing. You think, well, over here I need something, and you can put it there. So I'm just going to put maybe some more pumpkins there. It's a pumpkin patch. And I'll set this aside. And we're going to work on tops for our pumpkins. And I'm going to use shaded spruce for that. Okay, so there's actually two little stamps. This one, it's hard to see, this one is the tops for the pumpkins. Does that, no, that doesn't help you. And then there's another one in the set, let me find it, that is birds. So you can see from the picture under there, this looks more like the tops, and here are the birds. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in the shaded spruce, but I don't want this to be as bright a green as shaded spruce. So I'm going to stamp it off, and I'm going to put my little tops there. And I'll just keep repeating that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So there are all of our pumpkins. Okay, and let's look back at the original. Oh no, I forgot to put my tops here on the inside. So let me do that one more time. Okay, thank goodness for photopolymer. All right, now I'm going to put some trees. So this is interesting how I decided to do that. If you'll notice, there's some grass under here, and then there's the trees. So how am I going to do that? So I'm going to be using both the soft seafoam and the copper clay, and I'm going to come like this and just do that soft seafoam on the edge of the pad, just right there. And then I'm going to do the trees like that. And then when I stamp that, it will look like trees with grass underneath there. I think that looks pretty neat. And I put my pumpkins up pretty high, so do I want more trees, or is that enough? They're too big to put down there. So this is another one. If I put more trees, then I've got to be sure and clean this, because I don't want copper clay and soft seafoam. So let me go ahead and we'll put another tree in there. And I'll just put that, gosh, right in there. All right, and I've got my copper clay down a little bit lower on this one. You just have to be kind of careful when you're working with that. So the next thing we're going to do is put in a few clouds. So let me get these closed and out of the way. And I'm going to use gray granite for the clouds. And let me see, I think I might have stamped those off. Yeah, so I'm just going to put a cloud up in there. And I'm going to stamp that off and put another one over in there. Maybe I'll put a little one there. Okay. So we have our things there. Should we put, I've got a kind of an empty space right there, and I'm thinking maybe more pumpkins. So let's bring in our peach pie again. I'm going to clean that. We'll do that. I think I probably have enough ink on that to use it without inking it again. And I'm going to put those right in there. And then we'll have to get shaded spruce for our stems again. I've kind of got a mess. Watch out when you get your ink on there like that, because you're usually going to get it on your card. I was lucky and did not, but usually I'll take a paper towel or something and wipe that off. So now we're going to cut out from our card front. We're going to use the seasons. Greetings of the season. I'm sorry. I think I've been saying season of greetings on that. Seasons of the greetings of the season. And I'm going to cut it out of my front. Now, notice that there is a hole in this. So this is really tags. All of them are tags. So I'm going to put this about like that. And I don't want to cut out my saying. And I'm going to cut this out. I'll be right back. I just didn't want to do that on camera or move all that stuff around. Okay, and done. Now you may wonder, why would you go to all that work and then cut a hole in it? But let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring in again the soft sea foam and a blending brush. And I'm going to just color my field green. Now, when I made the original card, this was an afterthought for me about coloring. And so mine, I tried to color after I had already added it to the card. And I did do it some, but not that much. Okay, now that I've got that colored, we are ready to assemble. So the first thing I'm going to do is assemble my pieces. Excuse me, like I told you, I haven't done one in a while. And I'm going to use this My Sweet Petunia glue gun and just put that together. Actually, mine clogs up quite easily. We're very humid around my house. I'm in North Carolina, and our summers are quite humid. Okay, so I'm going to put this like this. Let me move that off. It wants to stick to my finger, of course. Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the center of my card. So what am I going to do with that? I am going to put it back in the hole that it came from, but I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of that. Okay. Okay. And, oh dear, I was supposed to do something and I didn't do it. I'm going to do it after I add this. In fact, in the class, I forgot to say anything about the next step. Okay, so I'm going to just put that right back in the hole that it came from. And you can see this one has a little bit of difference to it, more than the one that I did earlier. And I'm going to make some speckles. You can see this one has some speckles. These will go on the backdrop there, but it's okay. Life will go on. And I'm going to use my copper clay blend, the large end. And I'm just going to take one of these blocks. Okay, now I can do that on the inside as well. All right, and that's enough of that. All right, and then we have a couple more little things. We're going to make a bow. This is the one that, oh, it's missing. That's why I found one a while ago. This is the bow that I made for this one, and I used that with the jute, the in-color jute, and I just took the piece of jute. I feel like it's just too heavy, but you can see here I had removed some of that, and just I use a little bow maker that I found on line. Sorry about moving all that. And I just made a little bow with that piece, and then just with a glue dot you can add that in there, and I'll do that to this one. I'm going to add it to a glue dot, and then I think most of that's covered, so that's going to go right there. Okay, but I want to show you another alternative. This is going to be in the annual catalog. No, I'm sorry, in the mini catalog that's getting ready to come out soon. And it is Natural Tones Linen Thread. And I think that's Garden Green, the Copper Clay, and maybe Blueberry Bushel. So I've already tied a bow with that one time that I didn't use. And I'm going to show you what it would look like on this card. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on the glue dot. I'm going to bend that back so you don't see all the stuff. And then that's going to go right in that place. Now, which one do you like better? Do you like this, or do you like the linen? I'm personally very excited that they have these linen threads coming out. I just love the weight of those. So if I had my choice, it would be this one. And then we're going to add some of the Adhesive Shiny Sequins. And I'm going to use the green since I used that color in my card. So let's see how I want to do those. I'll do one more. I think I'll do it down here. Okay, and then we have one more thing to do, and that's to put our inside piece in the card. So that will go right there. All right, that's all there is to it. We have our two cards, and again, I used the Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set, along with the Greetings of the Season dies. And then I also used a saying from Autumn Leaves and a saying from Changing Leaves. So there we go. There it is. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please visit my blog, and I would love for you to do that. And I do sell supplies for Stampin' Up, so if you'll keep that in mind. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go make a card. Thank you. Bye-bye.